So welcome back. In the previous video, we looked at Fifth Avenue Industries, and we found that there was a bit of a shortfall. The department store that was buying from them, they wanted a certain amount of different ties, and while they sold within the range of minimum and maximum, they didn't max out, and that means there was still more money to be made. Now, instead of expanding their production, there's a chance that they could outsource. They could outsource that. And again, this is coming from, and again, I'll put the website below, but if you take a look here, you can go to the website, and I'll put the link below this video. And you can see we're at 3, so this is, this is the file right here that will open up all the files. And what we're looking at is 3-2. So you can open up 3-2 if you want to follow along. All right, and this is the make buy decision. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look, take this information and then put that into the table. All right, so we're going to blank this out. Now we don't have to blank out here because we got this from before, but let's blank out how many of each, right? So we'll blank that out. And selling price, all right, the selling price is the same, right? So they're selling it to the department store the same, so we can leave that there. It would be the same because they're, and the outsourcing costs are given. So if you look at the outsourcing costs in our formula, this is given. So you'll see here that S naught means silk tie outsource. So the O means outsource, and S, the regular S means a silk tie, but it's going to be coming from the in-house production. But anything with the, it's got the subscript O, that means from outsourcing. All right. So if you buy from an outsourcer, you can buy that tie for $4.25, and then you could sell it to the department store for that silk tie for $6.70. But notice that for revenue now, it's got two components. You can either do it in-house or you can buy from the outsourcer. Same here for the polyester tie. You can either do it in-house or some of that can come from an outsourcer. All right, so that's $2 to buy a polyester tie from the outsourcers. Blend 1 costs $2.50 to buy from the outsourcer, and $2.20 to buy blend 2. One thing you'll notice is that they're able to buy from the outsourcer for a lower cost than what they would sell to the department store. So if they have any kind of shortfall at all, it still makes sense to buy from the outsourcer that amount of the shortfall and sell it to the department store because it's still profitable to do so. And we'll notice that maximized profit includes another cost, which is the outsourcing cost here. So we're going to be running our production alongside. In a lot of companies' cases, they may just say, oh, let's just close down production altogether. We've got all these different outsourcers we can buy from. Let's just do design in-house, and then we'll just deal with these outsourcers, and we'll just close down all of our factories. You see that a lot. Here we're saying that the ties that they make are pretty awesome. They've really competitive costs. There's no need to shut down production and go all in on the outsourcers. So that's one thing that's unique about this particular question. So what we can blank out, okay, we can blank out everything here. All right, so when we looked at the previous example, notice that there was a range, right? Maximum amount of silk, right? Minimum amount of silk. So the department store had this ideal range of what they wanted in terms of the amount of ties coming their way. All right, and if you look, for example, for silk, take a look here at silk, it was maxing out at 7,000 and minimizing at 6. So anything between 7 and 6 is okay. But one thing we notice is, for example, polyester ties, they were saying they would like up to 14,000, but they didn't make they didn't make 14,000. So that's where the outsourcing can come in. So we can shrink some of this because we don't have to worry about minimum, because we can meet the maximum. How do we know we can meet the maximum? Well, we're going to make everything that we can, and then we're going to outsource the rest. So we can meet the maximum. And the reason why we would want to do that is because it's still profitable to outsource. It's still, we can get it from the outsourcer and then sell it on to the department store and still make profit from there. So it's worthwhile to do that. So what you've seen here is these are now equal signs. right? So these are all the equal signs. So now we can take the maximum demand from before, and we could put that as something that we can meet. All right. So if you go back to 3.2, the maximum was 7,000, 14,000, 16,000, and 8,500, and that was in the previous question as well. All right. So 7,000. All right. 14,000. 16,000. Okay, 8,500. All right, so again, that was something that was given. That was from the previous question. And in that previous question, they had the maximum range. So this is all the maximum range that we have. But remember, in terms of silk ties, we have two areas we can get it from. We can get it from our own production. So that's between here and here. But we can also outsource. So we could fill in this one. And now when you double click on here, all right, it's going to go across. It's going to grab from here. All these are blank, so it's not going to grab the numbers of other ties. And it's also going to grab from here, and it's going to go back up to here. So it's going to add together, you know, how much did you produce in-house? How much did you produce by the outsourcer? Add that together. We've got the total amount that we can sell to the department store. All right, same thing for polyester. We got two sources. We got the in-house, and we've got what we can buy from the outsourcer. So you can see that that's going to have two components. And as well, for the blend one has our in-house source, and blend one has our outsourcing source. All right, we can put that in. And then lastly, okay, we can have right here, which is blend two. So blend two has two different sources: in-house, how much we can make, and anything else that we can buy. All right, and then we can check our other equations. And notice there's no labor costs, material costs, because when we buy from the outsourcer, it's all encompassing, right? You need a silk tie, then it's $4.25. Okay, and notice in terms of the profit per tie, it's going to be this amount minus this amount. It is in the formula subtracting from here, but there's nothing really here, right? There's no labor cost or material cost. That gets absorbed as part of the outsourcing cost. It's embedded in there. But you'll notice that they could sell the tie for $6.70 to the department store, but buy it from the outsourcer for $4.25. Okay, but if you notice, it's still more profitable to produce on their own, because the profit for producing a silk tie is $3.45, but outsourcing is $2.45. So for that one, you probably want to do some making. Okay, so let's take a look in terms of maximizing profits. So we'll probably want to go into data, go into solver. I think I should have everything already in there for solver, but I should probably blank it all out, right? Probably just give it a blank just so we can start from scratch. All right, now we can try it. So we want to maximize profit like before. So here's the profit cell. And then by changing the cells, now this is nice to have them all together because we can just go across. So you can see the beauty of having all the decision variables together. I can just do that in one array like so. Okay, gotta make sure I have them all. Okay, and now go on to the constraints. So if you notice the constraints over here, we've got two groupings, and notice they have a line separating them out. So we've got all the less than or equal to's over here, and then we've got all the equals over here. So we can put that into two blocks. Okay, so we can grab that. So let's add in a constraint. All right, so we take all the left-hand side. We stop here because that's all the less than or equal to. So notice the less than and equal to. And then we've got the right-hand side constraint, like so. Make sure we got all three. There we go. And that's good. All right, so we add that in. And the next grouping are all the equal signs one, right? And again, we're going to be selling them the max. Notice here, we need to make this equal. Right? So we need to change that to equal. And then we have And again, we can meet all their demand because we can outsource anything we can't meet. Okay, we press OK. Hopefully that'll work, right? We're maximizing. Okay, so this is 126,803. So notice for here, notice that in terms of sort of, they sold everything, right? So they sold everything in that case. So they maxed out everything. All right, they maxed out, it looks like all their, everything but silk as well. Take a look over here in terms of ties. So silk ties, everything was done in-house, nothing was done outsourcing. And the poly, all the polys to make, they made a few, and they did buy some. And as well, it looks like they made some blend twos, and then they bought some as well. One thing to note here is you know that we can't make 0.3 of a tie, all right? So this needs to be rounded down, right? So we can just take this formula here, and we can just round it down like so, all right? And this is 0.6. We can't have 0.6 of a tie, and we can round that up, all right? Like so. Okay, and same thing for here. In terms of poly to buy, we can do the 0.7 and we can round that up. So that would round to 1,411. All right, that would round to there. And then blend 2, and that would round down as well. Like so. Okay. And you'll notice that because of rounding, we are short on that one there, and we can, I guess, sell one more for that. We're able to sell one more if that's an available thing. Okay, but again, we would have to round to the nearest tie. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at in this problem. Thank you very much for watching.